Well, I recently acquired this Upton 5-string hybrid bass. This was made in 2010. It's a standard hybrid, but it does have a carved top. This has carved spruce top, fully arched plywood back, plywood ribs, great ebony fingerboard. I'm really surprised at how easy it is to get around on this 5-string. I was concerned that I'd be dealing with a wider or chunkier fingerboard, but Upton's philosophy on doing 5-string is to pretty much start with the 4-string neck, and then they apply a fingerboard that's a little wider, and then they taper in the sides so that you got a easy transition to the slightly wider fingerboard from the narrower neck. And that works great. That way you don't feel like you're fighting anything, you're not reaching or struggling to get around a 2x4 instead of a normal bass neck. So that concept is great, and it works really well on this instrument, makes it super easy to play. And the strings are slightly closer together than they would be on a 4-string, but it's not really an issue, especially if you're playing jazz or pizzicato. It's actually making it easier for me to get around the fingerboards. So I really can't find anything to fault in the design and layout of that string spacing and neck design. So that's all great. I had never seen an Upton before. I've heard always great things about them, but I really wasn't sure, what caliber of instrument it was. They're just on the East Coast, and you just don't see them in California much. But this one popped up in San Diego, and a gentleman sold it to me and was kind enough to bring it over to me the other day. And I'll tell you, it's very even on all the string volumes. The action is wonderful. It's easy to play. This bass is 15 years old now, and there are absolutely no signs of structural issues, wear, splitting, checking anywhere. It's just wonderful. It's held up beautifully. Very solid instrument, but yet I'm getting the best tone and excellent sustain. I mean, it just keeps going. This has a brand new set of spiral cores on it, and what blows me away is this low B. I mean, that is a distinct low B. It keeps ringing. It's something that I was concerned about, because usually as you start to move towards the lower notes of the instrument, sometimes they just start to fade out or get muddy, things like that. On this bass, it's clear as a bell all the way across the fingerboard, and that B is strong, rings for a long time, and is a very usable string on this instrument. I use 5-string electric basses all the time, so this is not going to be anything that is confusing or a problem for me. And if anything, it's just going to make my life easier because I can reach a low note instead of having to move up the fingerboard. So it's a quality piece. The fit and finish are excellent on it. Upton really does a good job, and I did speak with Gary Upton the other day via email, and I showed him pictures of this bass just to confirm that it was an Upton and that it was made at their factory, as opposed to years prior to that there was some stuff that were brought in as carcasses from Europe and then finished there. But this, he told me this was made entirely in the US, and This one has, like I say, a carved spruce top, so it's not the standard. This is kind of an it's a hybrid standard, so it's a little nicer than what they were originally offering as a full plywood base. But all the components are great, tuners are great, a fairly simple scroll, but beautifully done, very classic looking, quality bridge, beautiful ebony for the tailpiece and the fingerboard, and the finish on it is actually really nice. It's not an applied varnish finish, like hand applied, so it's much more uniform and nice looking in many ways. I love the carve of the neck, very comfortable. Like I say, it's basically a 4-string neck, and then they've just got that fingerboard that flares out at the edges to give you that little extra width, but it's something you don't even really feel or notice. Really love it. It is a great instrument. I would certainly say that what you read about Upton and the quality and the workmanship and the great sound and playability are going to be accurate. Most people love them. It's very rare that you'll find anybody that says anything negative about Upton's workmanship and quality. So do not be afraid to buy one of these if you run into one or you want to order from the factory. I'm really quite impressed. So this is an Upton 5-string hybrid carved top, and it is one of the best basses I've ever had my hands on, and I'm quite impressed.